So, my top 5 tips for small businesses to help keep your systems secure. Patch your systems. Keep your systems up to date with security patches. This is absolutely critical. A huge number of the attacks that we see on small businesses, especially in the UK and around Europe, are for exploits and for vulnerabilities that have existed for years and in some cases even decades. So keep your systems up to date. Microsoft and other vendors provide patches and security updates for all of your critical systems very, very regularly. Don't reuse passwords. Passwords that have been compromised for one location will potentially be used elsewhere by attackers. So if they determine that a password is used for your mail server that's password 1, then they're going to try that same password with other accounts. So don't reuse passwords. Use a password manager. There are lots of commercially available password managers or password vaults. Find one that you like and you trust. They can synchronize across various platforms, and that way you can use secure passwords which are unique for every single machine and system that you need to manage and look after. Follow the principle of least privilege. Only use the amount of privilege you need for your administrative accounts to carry out administrative functions. So don't log in with an all-powerful root or domain administrator account if you're only going in to check your email. If you're only checking email, use a vanilla user account that doesn't have any administrative privilege at all. The downside of using an administrative account for everything that you do is that if that account becomes compromised, then the attacker has access to your entire system. Make regular backups and make sure that you keep them offline. So often we see organizations that have been victims to a ransomware attack have had their backups online to make it easier for users to be able to restore files for themselves. But the problem is that makes your backups available to the attacker as well. So very often a company is unable to restore from backup after a ransomware attack because all of the backups have been encrypted as well. And that includes virtual machine snapshots and in some cases even the virtual machine hard drives themselves. Have an incident response plan. Think about how you're going to respond to an incident before you need to respond to it. Make sure that your staff are aware of what their roles and responsibilities are when a particular scenario rolls out. For example, a ransomware attack or a virus outbreak or perhaps a data loss event. Just as it's not easy to find a plumber at 2 o'clock in the morning when you have a burst pipe, try to find somebody to help you navigate the variances and nuances of an incident, especially a cyber incident, at very short notice is also really, really difficult. So you need to take a moment when things are calm and everything's operating normally to consider what you need to do, how you need to do it, and who you need to have in place to make sure that you have a successful outcome.